Watch closely, because they couldn't win the puck battle, a Korean player completely lost his temper. He swung his stick with full force and smashed it into a Chinese player's leg, so hard the stick snapped in half. It was a blatant violation of sportsmanship, but instead of retaliating, China's number 94 showed remarkable composure. Fighting through the pain, he stayed on his feet and worked with number 18 to finish a crucial play, sending the puck straight into the net. Because in his mind, national pride came before everything else. As Team China embraced and celebrated the goal, the Korean players still weren't done. One of them charged in and punched a Chinese player in the back of the head. And that was the moment things changed. The Dragons don't start trouble, but they don't back down either. What followed was an all-out brawl. This scene unfolded during the 2017 Asia League ice hockey season, when the China Dragons hosted Daemyeon Killer Whales of South Korea in Beijing. And let's be honest, when it comes to losing composure on the ice, the Korean side didn't disappoint. Early in the game, China's number 24 was elbowed to the ice. Trying to keep things civil, he chose Restraint and didn't react immediately. But Restraint was never returned. The Korean team continued pushing boundaries, and eventually, after losing yet another puck battle, they snapped again, swinging a stick into a Chinese player's leg in pure frustration. Despite the chaos, Team China fought through it all and secured the win. But before they could even demand an explanation, the Koreans struck again, launching a surprise attack on Chinese players after the whistle. That was it. Enough was enough. Both sides dropped the gloves and chaos erupted. Ice hockey is the only sport where fighting is part of the rulebook, so the referees stayed back and let it unfold. And the Dragons? Mostly young, hard-nosed players from northeast China. This was a fight they weren't afraid of. Their coordination was crystal clear. Some handled the damage, others controlled the perimeter, and number 94, the same player who had been targeted earlier, finally unleashed everything he'd been holding back. He pinned the player who had sucker punched him to the ice and absolutely dominated the exchange. In less than 2 minutes, the once arrogant Korean squad was completely subdued. And just when things finally seemed under control, another team stepped onto the scene. This time from Taipei.
各位又是一个混战啊，又是一个混战啊，不应该这样子的，不应该这样子的啊，这是不好的示范。各位来看一下，这是非常不好的示范。
That same year, 2017, at the U18 Ice Hockey Championship in Taipei, the China Dragons went through nearly 2 hours of intense battle against the host team. When the final buzzer sounded, the scoreboard told a simple story: 4-0, a complete shutdown. The home crowd was silenced, but the game didn't end there. After the match, one frustrated Taipei player, unable to accept the loss, decided to provoke the Chinese players, outplayed on the ice, and now trying to settle it with his fists. That kind of attitude doesn't go far with the Dragons. Still, this time was different. After all, they were compatriots. So instead of responding with full force, Team China handled it like an older brother would, firm, controlled, but restrained. Had this been another opponent, things might have escalated much faster. Very quickly, the situation was brought back under control. With 2 straight wins under their belt, the Chinese players were in great spirits. They pulled out the 5-star red flag and raised it toward the crowd. Not as provocation, but as a message. One family, the audience understood immediately. Bottles of water were tossed toward the ice, not in anger, but in recognition and approval. Seeing the warmth from the local fans, the Dragons folded the flag with smiles, clearly satisfied, as if to say, we'll be back to visit again. And as for the commentator, let's just say, his choice of words could have been better.
现在中国队呢，拿着他们的5星旗在挑衅啊。
What do you mean them? That's clearly ours.